Alright guys, so welcome back to some more Patreon requests. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon where you guys can hit the third tier, that'll allow you access to do so, as well as check out all the other stuff on the other tiers as well. So, I will be doing probably more Patreon requests. I just wanted to get these ones out because they're kind of Halloween-centric, and we're kind of running low on Halloween, aren't we? We are. Has anyone else noticed that, by the way? Just real quick. Has anyone else noticed that we have, like, severely, October went by really fast, guys. I'm not gonna lie. October went by really fucking super fast, and I really don't like that. I really hate the whole thing of, like, October moved way too fucking fast. Come on, I just got spooky season, like, I was just getting into the spooky season mood, and now it's, like, less than a week until it's over. Come on. So, yeah. Our first Patreon request comes from my good friend Jason Voorhees 2011, who asked me to do a Patreon request of top 10 themes from horror movies. Obviously, a theme gets you into the mood of the movie. It draws a lot, and as always, this is just my personal top 10 list, and I'm always excited to hear what you guys have to say. If you think a movie should be higher or lower on the list, it's totally fine. I'm always excited to hear what your favorite themes are. Yeah, just comment below, let me know. But the other thing is that, to make this a little harder on myself, because I really like to punish myself, apparently, I cut out any songs with like lyrics in them. This is solely themes. This is solely themes, and I wish I could play them on here, but I don't want to get. But the YouTube gods will punish me severely if I do so. So, if you want to hear them, just go on YouTube and, like, pause the video and listen to them and see what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is a top 10 list. But before we go any further, let me talk about some other ones that just missed the list for me. So let's do the honorable mentions first. The theme from Poltergeist. It's cute, but at the same time you get this feeling of unease to it. It's very much fits the movie perfectly, where the theme from Poltergeist really gives you this feeling of there's just something not quite right. It's supposed to be peaceful, it's supposed to be very, like, homey, but at the same time there's just something wrong here. Very much it fits the theme of the film, you know? Next up, the theme from Creepshow. This gets you so much hyped from here on out to know what you're gonna get. From that opening title sequence, that basically gets you just absolutely hyped for what's gonna come, because it's spooky, it's kitschy, and it's just all around fun. Following that, we have the theme from Sinister. The theme from Sinister, I wouldn't really call a theme at all. It's just a bunch of noise, and it all just feels like broken and uneasy, and it just feels like it's digging under your skin. So I was like, it was so close, because it's, I would dare not even call it a theme. It's just a bunch of noise, but if you played that in the dark, yeah, no, that's not for me. But yeah, so there you go. Those are some of the honorable mentions we'll go through. Now let's get into the actual list. Starting off with number 10, the theme from Dead Silence. The theme from Dead Silence definitely has this aura of dread. It just has this oncoming dread, and I like Dead Silence. I think it's a highly underrated film. It definitely got, overlooked, but I think, like, it's starting to get a fan base again. It's starting to get a cult following. The theme from Dead Silence just has this feel of, like, dread and almost like dark whimsy to it if you really listen to it. I really appreciate it about that theme. So, not really much I can say about that. But moving on to number 9. Number 9 is the theme from Dracula 1931, which is already a composition piece called Swan Lake. The reason why I had this one, and I know it's not an original piece for the film, but I think the reason why I chose... Actually, I know the reason why I chose it was because the reason why I chose this was because it not only is a great theme for the original Dracula film, but also became basically the unofficial theme of the Universal monsters and the Universal horror movies in the beginning. Now, it wasn't just used as a theme for Dracula, it was used as a theme for The Mummy, it was used for a theme in The Murders of the Rue Morgue, and I believe it was used for one more back in the 30s from Universal. But after which, and also for a beautiful song about this beautiful dance of this ballet, it has this dark and haunting tone to it that really builds on itself, and when you really feel like it really does feel like it belongs in horror. And I really do hope at Epic Universe, when you're going through the portal into the Universal Monsterland, they do play Swan Lake in this land. I really do. But it basically became the unofficial theme for not just Dracula, but also for the Universal monsters. So I was like, yeah, Swan Lake has to be here. Yeah. Number 8, the Omen theme. This song is so dark and just almost feels like it's beating you down with just this overwhelming sense of dread. It's dark, it's melodic, and it's powerful. Like, it's almost like this song is just saying, like the bad guys are saying, we won, you lost, get fucked. That's what it feels like on a whole. Like, that's what that theme feels like. And trust me, going back to the first Omen, that song definitely, when they played it at the right moment, it really has a whole other effect on you. It's powerful. It's filling with this dark sense of, like I said, the villains won. Yeah. So there you go at number 8. Number 7, the 2010 Wolfman theme. I know, it's kind of an odd one, but here's the thing: Danny Elfman knows his homework. He knows what films and how to work around them. The theme of the 2010 Wolfman is nothing short of real feeling of a classic universe. It's like a modern take on a classic Universal monster theme. It really has that feel of spookiness and also, giving you this sense of unease, but at the same time, you're gonna have fun with it. It knows when to be fast-paced, it knows when to stop and let the dread set in, and it almost feels like a ticking clock, like the countdown to, I don't know, the moon rising or something like that. I know Danny Elfman can be hit and miss, but personally, I have very little problem with Danny Elfman as a composer, because it always seems like he knows what exactly a movie needs. And trust me, he didn't miss with this one. Anyway, so there you go, number 7. Number 6, the theme from Psycho. I guess I'll throw in both theme, because that's just iconic, but that's not the real theme of Psycho. The real one is the opening one by Bernard Herrmann. That definitely gets you this sense of, like, almost like a psyche breaking. Like this quick pulse of the music. It really has this urgency, like you have to get out. And I like that. And also, shout out to the composer of Reanimator for obviously taking notes from this song. That's another one I would consider honorable mention. So the theme from Psycho. Now we come to number 5. We're halfway through, and the first one we're going to talk about in the top 5 is the theme from the 1990s Dracula. The whole soundtrack of Dracula is nothing but this big bombastic orchestra. And the theme for the 90s Dracula film is amazing. It's ominous, it's brutal, and it's powerful. It just has this level of regalness too, of regality to it, and gives Dracula that sense of like power. that you should understand that this character, like the song, like the music itself, like the composition itself, is telling you without saying a single word. Well, it does have like choirs and whatnot, but at the same time, it's telling you straight up, be afraid of this man. This man will kill you, and he will kill your world. So that's what I like about the Dracula, the 1990s Dracula theme. All right, moving on to number 4, the theme from The Exorcist. The words iconic don't... It's iconic. I can't find a better word other than iconic. When you hear Tubular Bells, you think of that scene of Father Merrin standing before the house and looking on in just this kind of grimness to it, like this grim, foreboding feel to it. And it's funny because it wasn't really meant for that. Like, from what I understand, it was meant to be like meditation. Yeah, have fun meditating when all you can think is, your mother sucks cocks in hell. But the Exorcist theme is again one of those iconic horror pieces that no one will forget. Like, quite literally no one will forget from here on out. So, we're headed to the top 3, and some of you might guess what the top 3 are, but not know where they are in terms of placement. So let's get into it. At number 3, we have the theme from Jaws. Can anyone name like a theme that did so much for a movie that desperately needed it? And it's funny because apparently after John Williams, almost blinked on the name, John Williams composed that song, composed that music for Jaws, Steven Spielberg was like, that's stupid. And then he played it, I was like, oh, it's actually good. It is, as George Lucas... John Williams, in any case, he is the GOAT of movie composition. And even as George Lucas put it, the secret sauce to make any movie good. And trust me, when I tell you, when Jaws... All the problems with Jaws... Technically speaking, the movie's a masterpiece. Let's not get it twisted, but making that movie was nothing short of hell. And the movie desperately needed you to feel the dread of the shark because that fucker wasn't working on set. So, Jaws... the Jaws theme helps. It gives you that sense of oncoming dread as the tempo picks up. It gets darker, it gets faster, it feels like a shark is moving towards you, like something is coming for the person watching, and even though you don't see it, you still feel the shark's presence because of that theme. You know, when you hear da-dum, da-dum, that's instantly, it takes you to an open ocean and miles of nothing, and there's something in there, and you don't want to see it. So, yeah, obviously the Jaws theme was going to be high on my list. And it was actually kind of hard to put, like... I knew my number 1. I already knew my number 1 coming into this list. But 2 and 3 were really tough. So let's get into number 2. Number 2 is the Saw theme, or better known as Hello Zep. This... I have never heard, in terms of modern horror, a better theme to describe... a horror song, a horror music, a movie, excuse me. And this piece just gets you pumped as like all the pieces are being put together and everything falls into place. All you can think of is, oh shit, everything's falling into place now and nothing good is gonna happen. It's a song that definitely just gets you pumped for for the big reveal. And all you can think, and even every time I hear the Hello Zep, all I can think is, game over! Boom! There it's slamming the door. You see what never mind. Yeah. So, what is my number 1 horror theme? I think we can all agree what it is at this point. The theme from Halloween. Yeah, basic bitch answer, I know, but you cannot tell me of a better horror composition that is so simple and yet so iconic than the theme from Halloween. John Carpenter was cooking in the kitchen when he made this. When he made this, probably you hear this in every like Halloween soundtrack or I mean Halloween playlist, excuse me, Halloween playlist, or light show or whatever. This song is synonymous with not just the movie, but with the holiday itself. I can think of no better theme for the season than the theme from Halloween. Yeah, what more can I say? So there you go, guys. That is pretty much my top 10 favorite themes from horror movies, or horror movie themes, I should say. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what are your top 10 favorite themes from horror movies? Just comment below, let me know. And as always, once again, I'd like to thank Jason Voorhees 2011 for this Patreon request, as well as continued patronage. And yeah, you guys tell me just comment below, let me know. And like I said, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on to my Patreon, and by link below, I mean in the description box. Some people have asked like where it is, I can't find it, it's in the description box. So yeah, just head on over there, hit the 3rd tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.